Making a good thumbnail is the most important aspect of determining a good YouTube video, and today I want to show you how I make two types of thumbnails. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As I just mentioned, I'm going to show you guys how I make two types of thumbnails across my YouTube channel, vlogs and sit down videos. I call them sit down videos where I'm literally just sitting down and talking to the camera like I am right now. This is a sit down video versus vlogs where you're not sitting down, you're doing a lot of different things in the video. But anyways, let's just get into it. Firstly, I should tell you what I use to make my thumbnails. For the most part, I do use my iPad and my Apple Pencil. If you don't have an Apple Pencil, you can just use a stylus or your finger. If you don't even have an iPad, don't stress because all the apps that I use, you can do on your phone. For sit-down videos, my thumbnails, I do edit them on my phone, but my vlog thumbnails, I do use my iPad because I have Procreate, and Procreate is a paid app. It's like $15. If you don't want to pay that, that's fine. You can just use Canva or something, but for the parts where I'm like drawing on the screen and outlining and cutting stuff out, it's just easier to have it, but that's how I use it. For my sit-down videos, I use Facetune and Fonto, which are free, and then for my vlog thumbnails, I use Procreate and also Fonto on top of that. But anyways, let's just get into it. Okay, so let's talk about the first thumbnail, which is my sit-down videos. So the thumbnail that I'm going to be editing with you guys is my previous video. I haven't actually uploaded it yet because I need the thumbnail still. This is how I make my thumbnails for sit-down videos. I literally just take a video and then screenshot the video, and yeah, it's going to be the most awkwardest thing ever. I just like do a few poses of what I think it's gonna, what I wanted it to look like. Make sure also you're also looking at the actual camera lens, because I'm looking at the viewfinder to see if I'm in frame or not. But if I pose like this, my eye contact is looking behind the camera, which is not good. So you need to make sure you're actually looking at the camera if you're using an actual camera. Don't look at the viewfinder. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm in frame how I kind of want it to look. I'm gonna be like posing. Yeah, the most awkwardest thing ever. And then screenshot the video until you get one that you like. Okay, so I'm just going to screen record so you can see what I'm doing. So I got all my thumbnails, here are all of them, and I'm going to just favorite the ones I think have the most potential. Okay, I got a good few ones, go to my favorites. So I have 6 of the best ones that I like. Okay, let's just pick my top favorite. I think I like that one the best, to be honest. I can always do the same thing with the rest, but that is the one I'm going to pick. So let's start on with the actual editing aspect of the actual thumbnail. So I'm going to go to the editing part on the Photos app, and I'm just going to quickly play around with the lighting and all that stuff. Alright, so that's my final photo that I have. I just slightly edited it just to make it look more kind of slightly bright, more warm, just kind of the vibe that I'm going for. And I'm going to copy this, copy the edits onto the rest of the other thumbnails that I did, just so it automatically edits the others. I'll probably slightly edit the rest. So now I'm going to Facetune. So I only used one feature on Facetune, which is the defocus. And now I'm going to press auto because sometimes it does it really well, but my laptop's out of frame. Go all the way to 100% so you can see what you are defocusing, and then rub out what you want to keep. So I want to have my laptop in frame and me, and I want the background to be out of focus. I'm just going to quickly edit this and make sure the background is edited. So this will take a while, just give me a second. Alright, I think that is good enough for the defocusing part. That's how I do that. I like the way that it looks. I can see what it looks like without it being blurred, and it just looks a lot better with it being blurry. But I don't like how blurry it is because I put it all the way at 100% just so I can see what it would look like when I'm editing it. That's better because you want it to be like unfocused a little bit, the background, but you don't want it to be too much where it's just like too blurry, you know what I mean? I think that's good, that is good. And then the light, I'll put it down. And that's what you want to do. Now I'm going to go to the third app, is called Fonto. And that you just go to photo albums, go to the one you just edited, done, and type in what I want the thumbnail to be. So this one's going to be 100 shorts in 30 days. And I'm just going to style it by putting the alpha at probably about 50. And then the blur probably about like 60. Yeah, okay, so that you can kind of see the text. Usually I just use white text, but you can use any color you want. And then I also want to put a PNG over the screen just so that people can easily see this is a video about shorts. So I'm going to add an image, and I got this image from Google, which I just searched YouTube Shorts logo PNG and found this one. So because it's a PNG, it has an invisible background, you can see my eye in the triangle, so I'm going to put this a bit smaller. Yep, I kind of like that. I feel like I could have moved my head a bit over, but I like that. That's pretty good. I'm just going to save that as a PNG, and I'm also going to save it as a project so that if I exit the app, I can go back into it, and then I can go to projects, and I can find that again, and I can edit it from that point onwards. That's just a little tip I use. The font that I used is this one. I think I downloaded from the font, because you can download fonts, so that's the one I used. And there's so many other ones I favorited, the ones I used the most for my thumbnails. I've always used Avenir Black Oblique the most, but recently I started trying to use other fonts, and that's pretty good. I think if I wanted the laptop screen to be a bit more bright and like more noticeable, because it's really hard to see, I'm going to do one more thing to this thumbnail, but I'll show you how to do that at the end because it takes a bit more steps. But this is pretty decent, I like it. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how I make my second thumbnail, which is mainly for my vlog videos. They mainly consist of 3 photos, and then sometimes I will have a few extra little handwritten text for extra context that happens in the video. Sometimes I also have a little bit of like cutouts of me or anything else. So one that we're going to be recreating is my New Zealand vlog, and let's just get into it. So I already sent myself these 3 main photos that I use in the thumbnail. So we're going to open up Procreate, and I'm going to make a new thumbnail. Firstly, before you even, I just remember this, before you even send them to Procreate, I'm going to resize them. So I'm going to edit this, and then I'm going to go to crop, and I'm going to go to 5:3 because that's how it evenly kind of does it. Let's just send this one over, and then make a new layer. Make sure you make a new layer because you won't be able to resize them if you have them separately. Now I'm just going to put them where they need to be. I kind of move them around to where I want it to be. Okay, so we have the 3 photos, and now I'm going to do the little PNG things. Okay, now I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to go to on my phone. So let's just copy this in. Now I'm going to go on my iPad, and I'm going to paste the thing that we just copied. It's going to send it over, and then it's going to create this PNG that you don't have to cut out. So I can just resize it. Like, how amazing is that? And I'm going to put it on top of this little thing. So let's go find it. Alright, so I'm going to copy here again. Copy it. I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to paste it over onto my iPad. And alright, there we go. We have it. I'm going to resize it down. Okay, now I'm going to add my cousin in there. Copy, make a new layer, and paste it. And then there we are. So I'm going to resize it down to where I want it. Okay, now I'm going to put the outline. So what you need to do for the outline is make a new layer. So you're going to get your Apple Pencil if you have one, or a stylus if you don't. And then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to use monoline. It's simple. Alright, now we're going to trace over us. That's kind of how you would want it to do, and then make a new layer to do the other one, the bird and this sign. Okay, that looks like absolute shit, but I can't be bothered spending so much time on this when I don't need to, because I've already made the thumbnail. But anyways, I'm just going to save this because it's done. let's just save it as a PNG, and then we can do the final thing, the final text. Let's open it up. Let's go to Fonto, and then go to photo albums, get that last photo we just did, and do a text, and we're going to say New Zealand vlog. I mainly use Avenir Black Oblique is the one that I use the most. Make it nice and big, and I'm going to curve it because you can curve it. I'm going to curve it a little bit. I'm going to curve it about that much. That's good. And then we're going to make it a little bit bigger, center it. Then we're also going to put style, go to alpha, put it really high, put it usually around like 70. And then the blur about 50. Now, sometimes when you curve it, as you can kind of see, the G is like cut off there, which is annoying. So what I do is I go to the text and then I just do down like some spaces, and that usually gets rid of it. You know what I mean? So like the shadow isn't cut off. So now we have the main thumbnail. You can just keep it as that, but I like to put extra little details in it sometimes, and my handwriting sucks, so I have this font which looks like handwritten writing. So there's this font, it's called Just Another Hand, and that's what I use, but it's too close together. So I go to style, and then I go to style again, spacing, and then I go 1, 2, 3. That's good enough. And then I put it down, and then I wanted to fit it in there, so I think I curved it again in the opposite direction. Okay, they are way too far apart now, so I'm going to put them back closer, and I'm going to tilt it and make it smaller. And then I also had a arrow. So what we're going to do is, I have this, you have to go onto Google and then search up curved arrow, copy and paste. And then just go to one, let's just copy this and go to here, add text and paste it in. Okay, it's not the same one, but oh well, it will have to do. And then we're gonna tilt it. And then we're gonna put another one, which is views, and the same thing goes. Make it a little bit wider. Make the size bigger, and then we're going to use the word jump. Same thing, put the spacing a little bit bigger, and there you go. I'm going to put it up here actually so you can see it. And then you're going to save that, and there you go. Save that as a PNG, and now you've made a thumbnail. So there you go. That's perfect representation of the one I just made before. So there you go. That's how I made my New Zealand thumbnail, how I make most of my vlog thumbnails. Okay, so I did say from the first thumbnail that I was going to further on doing some extra details so that you can actually see what's on the screen. I've also decided to change the thumbnail photo to this one. It was this one, so it's just changed slightly, but I want to further on edit it just a little bit more. You don't have to do this. I've only done this once before on my how much money I made in 1 year being monetized video. This is what we're going to be further on editing. I have this photo over here. It's just a white photo of the size of the laptop screen, and this one is what we're going to be putting over it because I decided if I wanted this to be over the screen instead of that one, because that one says in the last 90 days, but the whole point of the video is that it was in a 30-day period. So anyways, let's go over to Procreate and then make a new thumbnail size, and then open up photos, and then I'm just going to drag and drop this one into there and make it the size of the screen. I'm going to make another layer, which is that white photo. Drag and drop it onto there, and now we're going to resize this down to fit over the size of the screen. Now because my laptop isn't exactly like centered, we're going to be doing some extra little things. So where's my Apple Pencil? Here it is. I'm going to go to distort, and then we're going to put the corners over the corners of the laptop screen. So give me a moment to just quickly do this. Okay, that's good, and that's how you get the screen to be white, but I'm going to put something over it, so make a new layer, and then I'm going to bring this back out and then put this image on top of it that I wanted. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just put it straight on top. And yet again, it looks a bit weird because it's not like centered, so I'm going to distort it as well and put it to each corner. Okay, I think that's good. Yep, that's good. And I'm just going to save that as a PNG. And I'm going to open up Facetune again, and we're going to do blurring out the words because I want it to be like a secret, like, so that I don't give away how much views I got and how much subscribers I gained in the thumbnail. I want them to watch the video to find out. And then this is what the final thumbnail looks like after I've added the text and then the PNG on top of that, like I did before. And that's how you kind of make the screen pop a little bit more, so it's easier to kind of see it. So that's how I make my thumbnails on YouTube. Hopefully you enjoyed it or found it helpful in any way. If you did, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe. It would really help my channel out. Support me on Patreon to see behind the scenes, blooper reels and exclusive content. Follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.